You only can't see that corner. But on video, it's better here. Plus, we're going to shoot twice here. Yeah. Because we're home. As I can, but I'm going to be standing. But I bet all the other moms are going to be over there. Everybody that I saw watching the other game was standing. Video wise, this is better. Which spot? Go over there. Well, we're gonna shoot here, but we're home this time. Colorado. We played them a few times last year. They have the center that has the long hair, the curly long hair. Yeah, our bench is over there. Morning. No, everybody took a break because the previous game went long. These stands are sticky. Get ready for our final game of the weekend against the Colorado Thunderbirds. We're going to start out with the hollow line with Reynolds and Pulauskas, Campbell and Rubicki at D, Dabrowski in net today. Face-off won by Fury. Reynolds takes it in. Paulo takes a shot. It goes wide over to the far board. Pulauskas comes over to help. Thunderbirds take it into the corner and then go behind the net. Escape move. Back to the other corner. Paulo giving some pressure. Thunderbirds send it into the Fury zone. Dabrowski plays it for Rubicki. Rubicki puts it in the corner. Thunderbirds get to it first. Thunderbirds circling up in the point. Quick shot. Saves Dabrowski. No rebound as he gloves that. Chilicki, Nietzsche, and Letcher come on. Rubicki wins that over to the corner. Onak gets it to Letcher. Letcher chips to Nietzsche. Nietzsche takes a hit. Chilicki sends it down into the Thunderbird zone. Nietzsche in the corner. Thunderbirds trying to dig it out from under. Letcher comes in to help. Letcher now trying to get that up to Onak. Onak takes it off the wall. Quick shot. Blocked in front. Over to Chilicki. Chilicki circling. Gets it to Miller. Miller shot in front. Over to Letcher. Letcher hits the rebound, but it doesn't get on net. Thunderbirds try to stretch. It goes for an icing. Brown, Kruger, and Carter come on. Onak and Miller stay. Kruger sets up. Tries to push that back. It gets kicked to Brown. Brown to Miller. Miller takes it down. Brown replaces. Shot in front. Deflects. It's underneath the goalie. Thunderbirds knock it out. Kruger puts that puck to Carter. Carter in the corner, working. Carter's still able to move that puck. He's strong. Brown comes over to help. Carter still getting hooked. Still has the puck. Moves the puck up to Miller. Miller back down low. Kruger in the corner, trying to work the puck out. Goes to Carter. Carter to Miller. Back to Carter. Carter with space. Back to Miller. Miller tries to send it down low. Deflects off of a Thunderbird player. Onak takes it to the boards. Tries to dump it deep. It gets taken away. Onak gets it back. Puts it back in the zone. Thunderbird's got a shot. It goes wide of Dabrowski. Puck now in the corner. Miller looking for space. Sends it over to Carter. Carter up to Kruger. Thunderbirds send it down, and that'll go for an icing. Predidio. Bergeron. Kuchkowski come out with Prisgintis and Aldridge. 14:45 to go in the first, still 0-0. Kuchkowski to take the draw. Face-off drop behind the Thunderbirds player. Kuchkowski sends it in deep. Bergeron over to the corner. Thunderbirds send it out. Puck goes to Prisgintis. Prisgintis looking for Predidio. Hits Thunderbirds player. Kush and Predidio battling on the sideboard. Puck comes loose for Thunderbirds D. Thunderbirds go D to D. Up the near board. Deflects to Aldridge. Aldridge goes for Kuchkowski. It misses and goes for an icing. Reynolds, Pulauskas, and Paulo come on. Paulo wins that to Aldridge. Aldridge sends it up for Reynolds. Reynolds high for Paulo. Knocked aside by the Thunderbirds. Reynolds hit. Puck comes loose and goes for an icing. Same personnel. Aldridge and Prisgintis at D. Paulo line out. Carmi to take the draw. Thunderbirds win it to the corner, and they go wrap around. Prisgintis, with that long stick, knocks it back into the corner for Pulauskas. Reynolds comes in to help, knocks it over to the near board. Paulo takes it off of the board, goes down to the corner. Coming behind the goalie looking for space. Still no challenge. Shot, it's blocked. Back to Paulo. Paulo to Reynolds. Reynolds shot blocked aside. Thunderbirds have 3. They've got numbers going. Prisgintis comes over, slows it down. Pulauskas, good stick, knocks the puck away. Thunderbirds have to regroup. They send it in deep. Thunderbirds tag up, come in on the forecheck. Aldridge from behind gets the puck over to Paulo, goes into the neutral zone, and the Thunderbirds throw it back down. Puck behind the net. Aldridge sends it up the boards. Paulo tries to get it out. Thunderbirds keep it in. Puck into the corner now. Thunderbirds try to get a shot on, deflected in front, and over to the far board. Prisgintis working in the corner. Thunderbirds dig it out, go up to their D, deflected by Pulauskas, and he carries through. Puck up the board. Campbell's come on at D. Nietzsche and Letcher have changed and come out. Letcher on the forecheck. Puck goes behind the net. Thunderbirds trying to get it through. Chalicki is there. Puts some pressure on. Thunderbirds dump it. Dabrowski slows it down for Rybicki, who came out on a change. Letcher on the boards, got some time. Waits. Gets pinned on the boards. Thunderbirds go the other way, hit the crossbar. Puck deflects. Goes into the neutral zone. Thunderbirds pressuring now, have to wait. They tag up and regroup. D to D for the Thunderbirds now up to near board. Puck over to Rybicki. Rybicki to Letcher. Letcher into the neutral zone, flips it forward. That's going to be an icing if we don't get there. And it is. 12:04 to go in the game. Kruger, Carter, and Brown join Campbell and Rubicki. Kruger sets up. Knocks that puck into the corner for Rubicki. Rubicki flings it hard on the glass. Carter, big hit. Thunderbirds get the puck in the zone. Puck comes out of the corner. Try to get past Kruger. Kruger gets the puck to Brown. Puck knocks off of Brown's stick. Thunderbirds get it back in. Backhand shot is blocked by Rubicki. Brown across for Carter. Glove down. Thunderbirds put it back on Dabrowski. Campbell behind the net. Thunderbirds with a lot of pressure on the forecheck. Get that up to the D. Shot in front. Goes wide. Net. The net's off. No call here yet. Puck over to Rubicki. Rubicki going for Carter. Misses, and it goes all the way down for an icing. 11:10 remaining. Kashkowski, Bergeron, and Credidio come on. Bergeron tries to chip forward for Kashkowski, goes into the neutral zone, springs free. Berge has it, gets it across for Onak. Onak to Berge. Berge takes a hit. Puck goes inside though. Kashkowski on the forecheck tries to pin his guy to the boards. They get it up to near board. Credidio comes over, blocks a pass. Puck makes its way to Miller. Miller gets tied up. Thunderbirds are offsides. They got a tag. Whistle. Miller and Onak at D, same personnel with the Kashkowski line. Puck won back by the Thunderbirds. They try to get it past Credidio and do send it in hard all the way across. Now shot in front goes wide. Puck bounces to Credidio on the near board. Credidio tries to clear it. It gets kept in by the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds big hit on Credidio. Bergeron winds up with the puck, however, brings it in and gets knocked away. Credidio coming in on the forecheck. Puck bounces off the Thunderbird stick. Onak moves that puck to Berge. Berge pins the puck on the board. Tries to kick it. Now it's stuck under the Thunderbirds player. Bounce off Thunderbirds over to Paulo, who came on for Kashkowski. Miller to Onak. Berge gets a change. Paulo carries that in. He's got a lot of speed. He gets past the D. Shot. Tries to go 5-hole covered. Pulauskas and Reynolds out with him. Brzgintis and Aldridge at D. Paulo sets up. Puck gets knocked to Pulauskas. Pulauskas' backhand is patted away. Pulauskas up to Brzgintis. Brzgintis shot in front to flex off of Paulo. Paulo to the corner. That's tied up. Reynolds pulls the puck out. He's got a little bit of space. Makes more room for himself. Puck knocked out into the neutral zone. Reynolds gets the puck to Brzgintis. Brzgintis cross for Paulo. Thunderbirds throw it in. No icing as it was deflected. Aldridge pins his man. Puck comes up to the near board. Paulo is there. Back down to the corner. Aldridge ties up his man again. Thunderbirds dig it out. Centering pass. Good job by Brzgintis. Ties up his man. But however, in the scrum, the net gets knocked off. So there's going to be an in-zone face-off. Chalicki, Nietzsche, and Letcher. come out on the change. Priskintis and Aldridge remain. 9:02 to go, still 0-0. Nietzsche wins that to the corner. Priskintis hard off of the glass to Letcher. Letcher gloves it down. Puts it into the corner. Nietzsche on the forecheck. Thunderbirds try to get that around. Jalicki keeps it in. Over to Priskintis. Priskintis' shot goes wide. Thunderbirds working off the near board. Letcher comes in, gets a hit. Loose puck to Nietzsche. Nietzsche makes a move, shot, and a goal. Nietzsche hops over his stick, gets a lane, makes a shot, beats the goaltender on the blocker side. It's 1-0 Fury. Kruger, Carter, Brown with Campbell and Rubicki. Kruger wins that back to Campbell. Rubicki to Brown. Brown backs the puck in. Kruger on the forecheck. Carter comes over to help. Kruger knocked that puck. It goes into the neutral zone. And Thunderbirds go the other way. Good stick by Campbell. Carter bringing that puck in. Puck in the corner. Brown comes over to help. Carter digs it out. Carter's got Kruger in front, looking for space. Puck to Rubicki. Rubicki back down low for Kruger. Kruger on the backboard. Brown over to help. Carter in front. Carter now helping Brown. Kruger digs it out. Gets it up to Campbell. Campbell back down low. Goes to Kruger. Kruger looks to try to get a backhand pass. It gets caught by the Thunderbirds. Puck back down the corner as Rubicki sends it in. Carter and Brown working. Puck goes behind the net for Brown. Brown up hard for Campbell. Campbell, quick shot in front. Hits off of Kruger, and the Thunderbirds get the loose puck. Stick by Brown and a hit. Knocks the puck over to Kruger. Kruger brings the puck in. Brown on a change. Credidio comes in. Puck misses off of Credidio, goes all the way down. Didn't touch Credidio, so it'll be an icing. 7:10 to go. 1-0 after the Nietzsche goal. Credidio, Kishkowski, and Bergeron with Miller and Onak for the in-zone draw. Kishkowski tries to win that draw over to Burge. Thunderbirds send it around and out. They've got one man in and a trailer. Puck shot off of Dabrowski. Good save. And knocked into the neutral zone. Kishkowski working on the sideboard. He's got 3 on him. Thunderbirds dig it out. Dabrowski slows it down for Onak behind the net. Onak to Miller. Miller back around for Bergeron. Berge takes it off of the boards. Goes across for Miller. Puck makes its way to Credidio. Credidio regroups with Onak. Onak to Kishkowski. Kishkowski tries to chip it in. Hits off of a Thunderbird player. Credidio now giving pressure. Big hit. Credidio. Puck behind the net for Onak. Onak tries to get it up to Kush. Gets knocked away. Shot goes high over the net. Second shot blocked aside by Dabrowski and puck to Onak now. Onak with some space gets it across. Puts it into the zone. Paulo and Reynolds have come out. Bergeron goes for a change. Cross ice pass for Thunderbirds. Pulauskas has joined Paulo and Reynolds. Pulauskas, good pressure, causes a turnover to Paulo. Paulo tries to knock that puck to Priskintis, but Thunderbirds go the other way. Shot, wow, bounces in front of Dabrowski, goes off the back glass. Thunderbird center. Good tie-up by Priskintis to make sure that pass doesn't do anything. Paulo changes. Reynolds on his own. Shot off the side of the net. Bringing it around. Looking for Pulauskas on the trail. Nietzsche now back out. Paulo went for a change. Thunderbirds up the near board. Cross ice knocked down by Nietzsche. Nietzsche attacking. Pulauskas and Reynolds with him. Shot. Good shot by Nietzsche. We'll get an end zone face-off. Chilicki and Letcher join. Campbell and Rubicki at D. Nietzsche wins that faceoff back to Campbell. Campbell comes down the boards, has some space, puts it in front. Puck is in. I don't know if Chilicki hit it. I don't know who put it in. Chilicki was cross-checked into the goaltender. So it'll be Chilicki from Campbell with 4:57 to go. So 4:57 to go in the first. Brown, Kruger, Carter join Campbell and Rubicki. Face off underneath. Brown ties up his man. Kruger gets the loose puck, sends it in. Campbell comes in to keep the puck in. Brown over to help. Puck over to Kruger. Kruger battling now against Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds send it opposite corner. Carter is there. Carter puts it back down deep for Kruger. Kruger tries the center, bounces off of his stick. Thunderbirds send it hard around. Campbell keeps it in and sends it down for Brown. Brown pins it, gets it to Kruger. Kruger circling up to Campbell. Campbell cross ice for Rubicki. Bounces off of the boards. Thunderbirds regroup. Brown on the forecheck pressure sends the puck wide. Thunderbirds lose the handle and Campbell sends it in again. Brown on the forecheck now, coming D to D for the Thunderbirds up the near board. They flick it high and in. No icing. Campbell can play it. Predidio comes on for Brown. Campbell up to Kruger. Kruger to Carter, and it doesn't quite cross the blue line, and we're offsides. 3:53 to go. 2-0 Fury. Kushkowski, Bergeron, Predidio with Onak and Miller. Puck over to the near board, won by the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds looking for space, flick it into the middle of the neutral zone. Onak tries to glove it, bounces away from him. He does get the loose puck, sends it into the middle, and Thunderbirds carry into the zone. Thunderbirds, another high shot, bounces off of the glass. Kushkowski chips it over to Burge. Burge tries to chip it out of the zone. Thunderbirds keep it in. Onak to Miller. Miller to Burge. Burge chips it. Kushkowski coming in on the forecheck. Thunderbirds play it in the corner. Predidio, good stick, knocks it to Kush. Kush centering. Miller keeps it in. Kush in front. Predidio, nice tip off of Onak. Onak gets tackled. Puck is still loose. Thunderbirds fling it all the way down for an icing. Thunderbirds getting a little frustrated with the way the game's being called. And really, there's just not any calls either way. Paulo, Reynolds, Pulauskas. Puck gets knocked to Prisgintis. Puck goes into the corner now. Thunderbirds try to clear it. Aldridge keeps it in, shot in front. Gets deflected by Pulauskas to the corner. Pulauskas working on the sideboard. Reynolds over to help. Thunderbirds dig it out. Hits off of Paulo. Brzezinski gets it back and throws it into the corner. Pulauskas gets there first. Gets pinned on the boards. Reynolds, centering pass, deflects off of the stick, goes all the way down. Aldridge gets there, gets it up to Paulo. Paulo to Reynolds. Reynolds across. Back to Paulo. Paulo going to Pulauskas. Gets knocked into the board. Puck loose to Brzezinski. Brzezinski for Pulauskas. Pulauskas to the corner. Pulauskas up the far board, gives it back to Brzezinski. Brzezinski back down for Paulo. Misses Paulo, goes all the way around. Paulo, though, so quick. Gets to the corner first to Reynolds. Reynolds to Campbell. Campbell to Brzezinski. Brzezinski's shot is blocked. He goes into the corner. Paulo pins his man. Puck's still there. Thunderbirds dig it out. Up the near board. Try to avoid Campbell. Campbell gets there first. Another good stick by Campbell. Keeps the puck in. Letcher and Nietzsche have come on. Letcher gets there. Puck dug out of the corner. Shalicki comes in, gets that puck, puts it back to Campbell. Campbell shot. Deflected by Nietzsche, saved on the pad by the goaltender. Shalicki to Rybicki. Rybicki's shot deflected in front by Nietzsche, goes wide. Thunderbirds goaltender kicks off of the post and it comes off. But we'll get a whistle. Give the opportunity for the Thunderbirds to get a change. Minute 22 to go in the first. We're going to keep the same personnel. Puck won back by the Thunderbirds. They go behind their net, up the near board. Cross ice, intercepted by Rybicki. Rybicki gets it to Letcher. Letcher puts it back in deep. Played by the goaltender. Knocked aside. Letcher puts it back down for Chalicki. Chalicki to Nietzsche. Nietzsche up to Rybicki. Doesn't bounce off the boards the way they think, and it comes out. Dabrowski's got to play it. Dabrowski comes way out of his net to play that puck. Gets it over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche down to Rybicki. Rybicki across for Campbell. Campbell up to Chalicki. Chalicki to Letcher. Letcher drags it, gives it to Nietzsche. Nietzsche doesn't quite get on it. And puck goes to the corner. Letcher again with the puck over to Chalicki. Chalicki tries to get it to Nietzsche, intercepted by the Thunderbirds. Good play before by Letcher to wait and to get some space. Going to call a hand pass as we gloved it and then another player touched it. Kruger, Carter, Brown come out. 27 and a half seconds to go in the first period. Onak and Miller at deep. Face off. One back by Kruger. Onak gets that up for Carter. Puck goes into the zone. Kruger on the forecheck. Carter now working on the sideboard. Puck goes down low again. Kruger coming down to get it. Puck comes around. Brown to the corner. Brown pins it. Kruger gets it off of the board. Thunderbirds get to it. Brown knocks it into the middle of the ice. Thunderbirds with the loose puck. That'll be the end of the first period. 2-0 Fury. I have noticed that hockey is much more like that than any other sport. Yeah. We're to start the second period with the same way we ended: Brown, Kruger, Carter, Onak, and Miller. After a goal by Nietzsche and Chalicki, it is 2-0 Fury. Kruger tries to win that back. Thunderbirds get it out first and send it all the way down. Onak takes it behind Dabrowski, up the near boards, bounces off of Carter's skates. Puck passed by Miller to Kruger. Brown takes it off of the board. Puck gets knocked away. Carter knocks it to Kruger. Kruger centering pass to Carter. Carter tries to pull one in. Looks like either the puck is off or the official lost sight. I'm not sure. The net was off. Same group staying. Kruger gets the puck to the corner, comes around for Carter. Carter tries to get that up to Miller. Miller backs off. Thunderbirds bring the puck in. Miller and Brown. Brown gets it out into the neutral zone. Thunderbirds send it back in. Dabrowski plays it over to Onak. Onak takes a vicious hit. Onak's all right, but that was really close to a boarding. Luckily, he avoided that. 16:04 to go. We're going to go Kushkowski, Credidio, Bergeron. Puck one to the corner. Kuskintis up the boards for Credidio. Thunderbirds throw a pick. Credidio can't get to it. That was textbook interference, but this official pretty inexperienced. I don't think he's going to notice that. Puck knocked aside by the Thunderbirds into the neutral zone. They send it in. Dabrowski plays it over to Kuskintis. Kuskintis working in the corner. Puck up to their D, sends it back in. Behind the net for Aldridge. Aldridge pushes it to the corner. Thunderbirds dig it out, try to center. It's blocked by Kushkowski. Back in the corner. Thunderbirds working. Up to their D. Back down on the sideboard. Bergeron gets it out. Kushkowski has to wait. Credidio gone offside. Cross ice pass for Burge goes into the corner. Puck up the boards. Rubicki's out on D with Campbell. And Thunderbirds clear it into the Fury bench. 14:54 to go in the second. Paulo, Reynolds, Pulauskas join Rubicki and Campbell for the in-zone faceoff. Reynolds wins that to Campbell. Campbell walks it down the line. Centering pass for Reynolds. Big save by the goaltender. Great play by Campbell and Reynolds to find the seam and get that pass into the slot. Paulo with Reynolds offset. Thunderbirds are a little quick, get kicked out. Puck goes off the side of the net here. Goaltender played it with a stick. Centering pass makes it to Reynolds. Bounced off of his stick. Rubicki sends it back in. Thunderbirds send it in neutral zone. Campbell plays it, dumps it back in. Thunderbirds up the near board. Pulauskas gets there first. Pulauskas sends it across. Rubicki gets to it, chips it down low. Thunderbirds behind their net. Nietzsche's come out for Paulo. Campbell's got space. Reynolds takes a cross check. Or maybe it was Pulauskas that took a cross check. Thunderbirds try to go across. It does bounce in their favor. They got one man on. Tries to spin. Campbell, good job. Plays the man, knocks him down. No play on Dabrowski. Reynolds brings the puck in. Thunderbirds knock it away. They got one. Puck is underneath. Miller, good job to recognize, to not let him get past him. Reynolds kicks the puck into the zone. Nietzsche and Chalicki are out there. Letcher now comes on. Shot dumped in on Dabrowski. Letcher puts that across for Chalicki. Chalicki to Nietzsche. Nietzsche tries to get some space. Puck gets knocked into the corner. Thunderbirds send it out. Onak gets that up to Letcher. Kruger has come on for Nietzsche. Chalicki cross the line. Cross for Letcher. Letcher toe drag shot. Saved by Thunderbirds. Kruger gets taken down. Letcher grabs a stick. That's a penalty, but again, this official's not going to notice. Onak up to Carter. Carter chips it into neutral zone. Thunderbirds regroup. Thunderbirds dump it in on Dabrowski, and he decides to cover. 12:30 to go. Chalicki's going to get a change. Aldridge comes on with Brisgintis at D. Brown, Kruger, Carter. Kruger to take the draw. Thunderbirds win that up. Take a shot. Brown comes up to challenge. Thunderbirds shot goes wide. They get a shot on Dabrowski's pad from a bad angle. Puck goes back into the corner. Thunderbirds back up front. Puck goes wide, and Brown gets it out over to Carter. Carter battling. Good job by Carter to keep control. Shot gets blocked away by the goaltender and into the netting. The man-child that is Ryan Carter just runs right through his man. Gets a good opportunity. .12:06 to go in the second. We'll get an ice cut somewhere around 8:30. Paulo, Chalicki, Reynolds with Onak and Campbell. Paulo wins that to Reynolds. Reynolds flips it back to Campbell. Campbell puts it off of the glass, sends it down for Paulo. Paulo. Oh, we've got a power play here. I didn't notice that something was called. So we got our power play unit on. Chalicki, Paulo, Onak, and Campbell. Thunderbirds clear. Onak's got one man on him. Onak behind Dabrowski. To Paulo. Paulo up to Campbell. Campbell to Reynolds. Reynolds got space. Reynolds tries to take a drag shot. It gets blocked. Thunderbirds knock that puck back. They're going to get a change. Campbell's got room. He's going to carry it Gives it to Reynolds. Reynolds sends it in deep. Puck bounces off of the goaltender's stick. Thunderbirds clear it past Reynolds. Onak racing to get there first. Goes behind the net. One man on him. Up to Chalicki. Chalicki to Reynolds. Reynolds to Chalicki. Chalicki to Campbell. Campbell shot in front. Blocked. Campbell again. Down to Chalicki. Chalicki to Campbell. Campbell to Prisgintis. Prisgintis shot in front. Deflects. Backhand shot. Save. Another save. 3 saves in a row by the Thunderbirds goaltender. Power play 2 comes on. 32 seconds to go in the power play. 10:37 in the second period. Nietzsche, Letcher, Polauskas, Rabicki, and Prisgintis for this unit. Puck gets tied up underneath. Letcher digs it out. Letcher gets it to Rabicki. Rabicki back to Letcher. Back up to Rabicki. Rabicki to the slot. Prisgintis back for Polauskas. Polauskas shot. Saved and knocked onto the sideboard. Nietzsche knocks that back to the corner. We've got 2 seconds to go. Prisgintis sets back. Aldridge comes on. Puck in a bunch of skates here. Letcher tries to get that up. It gets knocked. Thunderbirds carrying 2-on-4. Shot in front. Dabrowski blocks to the side. Nietzsche tries to get it off of the board. It gets stuck. Aldridge knocks it back to Nietzsche. Chipped aside. Letcher's going to get a penalty here. So Letcher's going for 2. A rough. Cross check. All right, so Letcher's going to sit for a cross check. We'll go on the kill. Onak, Reynolds, Paulo, and Miller. 9:31 to go in the second. Thunderbirds win that back. Put it over to the far board. Back up front, get it down low. Deflection in front. Dabrowski covers. Doesn't give a second chance. Face off, one over to the side by the Thunderbirds. They go across for the D, down low, back up to the point, over to the side, down behind the net as that shot went wide. Miller digs it out, flips it to Reynolds. Reynolds chips it ahead. Puck goes all the way down. Reynolds comes in hard, knocks the puck away. Backhand pass, doesn't quite get there. Reynolds knocks it again. Thunderbirds have to reset. Minute 15 to go on the kill. Reynolds changes. Koskowski comes on. Thunderbirds bring it in. Miller freezes it. Onak comes over. Thunderbirds go back behind the net. Onak over to help. Centering pass. Knocked to the corner by Kush. Puck comes out hard by Onak. Goes all the way down. Paulo changes. Nietzsche comes on. Koskowski Gave the Thunderbirds a little bit of trouble down there. The goaltender was out too, playing the puck. Thunderbirds carrying up the near board. Lose control. Nietzsche carries in. Nietzsche with some space takes a shot. Blocker save by Thunderbirds. Piszkowski's just going to hold on to it. 12 seconds to go. 8. Back to Rybicki. Rybicki up to Nietzsche. Thunderbirds get it away from Nietzsche. 1 second. We're even. Thunderbirds cross ice. Letcher comes out. Kush takes an elbow. No call. Campbell gets a hold of it now. Thunderbirds trying to work it past him. Can't. It goes into the neutral zone. D to D for Thunderbirds. Puck over to the sideboard, not the side. Brown comes out. Letcher carries in. Kruger has come on for Nietzsche. Cross ice, Aldridge to Campbell. Campbell in deep. Letcher changes. Carter comes. Thunderbirds, hard around. Back to Aldridge. Aldridge to Brown. Brown carries in, and we're offsides. I don't think we were. The puck was in. .6:30 to go in the second. We're at the ice cut. All right, so Fury had 2-0 with 6:31 to go in the second. We're gonna come back after the ice cut. Should have a neutral zone face-off. Blouses, Reynolds, follow. First pitch is Aldridge. Colorado wins that face-off pack. They go D to D. Try to get it up the boards. Bounces over to Pulauskas. Pulauskas enters, takes a hit. That's a dangerous hit there. Icing by Thunderbirds. Luckily, Caillou's all right. There's a near knee-on-knee hit. Paulo took the draw. Face off one back to Aldridge. Aldridge steps towards, gets a shot on, bounces off of the glass, and the goaltender has to cover. Paulo take the draw again. Thunderbirds win it to the corner. Go up the boards, it bounces to Aldridge. Aldridge back up for Pulauskas. Pulauskas circling. Dumps it in deep. Puck comes around. Thunderbirds let Paulo get it. Bounces off of Paulo's stick. Thunderbirds in the corner. Chip the puck up. Goes over to Reynolds. Reynolds cross ice for Pulauskas. Pulauskas knocks it in. Puck in front, goes on net. Thunderbirds cover. Chilicki, Vici, and Letcher come out. Rubicki and Campbell at D. 5:39 to go in the second. Still up 2-0. Thunderbirds win that. Puck to the corner, come hard around. They've got a guy sprung. Hits off of the stick, goes into the corner. Thunderbirds working up the near board. Circle, they got a lane. Shot's deflected, it goes wide. Comes to the near board. Thunderbirds chip it ahead. Chilicki chips it ahead. Thunderbirds send it back in. Dabrowski slows it for Rubicki. Rubicki to Campbell. Campbell to Chilicki. Pass to Nietzsche. Nietzsche got a lane. He's so fast. Gets in there. Save. Thunderbirds goaltender. Puck up the near board. Miller sends it back in. Nietzsche tries to, Letcher tries to center that to Nietzsche. Thunderbirds knock it away, carried into the zone. Backhand shot goes wide, missing a near backdoor tap in. Campbell chips up the boards to Letcher to Shalicki. Nietzsche again, another breakaway. Nietzsche, couple moves, backhand. No rebound. Nice save by the goaltender. Good passing play by that line to get Letcher to Shalicki and Shalicki to recognize Nietzsche streaking up. Carter, Kruger, Brown come out with Onak and Miller. 4:18 to go in the second. Kruger squares up. Puck goes into the corner. Thunderbirds knock it out all the way down. Miller getting hooked. Thunderbirds battle it out. Shot in middle. No rebound. That was a hook to win that out. Aldridge and Priskintis change out for D. Kruger at the dot. Face off one to Aldridge. Aldridge knocks it to Priskintis. Priskintis to Brown. Brown chips it ahead. Doesn't quite get to Kruger. Thunderbirds knock it back in. Puck back to Brown. Brown gets it out of the zone. Took a big hit. Carter digs it out. Puts it down for Kruger. Puck into the corner. Brown gets there. Puts his guy into the board. Carter puts his guy into the board. Priskintis ties up. Puck still in the neutral zone. Thunderbirds change. Priskintis looking for space. Goes up for Carter's tap. Brown goes for a change. Cordidio comes on. Kruger changes. Kishkowski comes on. Thunderbirds trying to figure out how they're going to go. They knock it in the zone. Dabrowski plays it up to Cordidio. Cordidio takes it to the corner, puts it around for Onak. Onak off of the boards. Avoids two, gets it to Cordidio. Cordidio enters wide. Kishkowski streaking. Pass to Bergeron, knocked to the corner. Puck behind the net for Kishkowski. Kishkowski centering to Cordidio. Gets knocked off of the stick. Miller carries the puck in, but it gets knocked to Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds shot goes right into Dabrowski's glove. 2:27 to go in the second. Rybicki and Campbell come out for D. Bergeron, Kishkowski, Cordidio for forwards. Kishkowski. Kishkowski wins that to the corner. Hard around for Campbell. Chipped forward for Bergeron. Kishkowski into the zone. Puck knocks away over to Rybicki. Rybicki puts it in deep. Kishkowski to the corner. D to D for the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds up the near board. Chip it. Good job by Cordidio to tie up. Rybicki, big hit. Puck into the neutral zone. Knocked to Campbell. Campbell up the near board for Kush. Kush doesn't quite get a stick on it, and it goes for an icing. Paulo, Polauskas, and Reynolds join Rybicki and Campbell. Puck one back to Campbell. Campbell to Paulo. Paulo ahead for Polauskas. Polauskas. Puck gets knocked away. Reynolds keeps it in, gets it into the middle of the ice, looking for Pulauskas, knocked into the neutral zone. Campbell sends it in, bounces off of the boards. Goaltender has to play it. Paulo gets to it. Shot in front, gets blocked by Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds back the other way. Trying to get past Prisgintis. Dabrowski plays it. Pulauskas picks it up off of the boards. Pulauskas gets past one. Reynolds comes in and gets a shot. Blocked behind the net. Pulauskas in front. Net is knocked off again by the Thunderbirds goaltender. Minute 09 to go. The official saying something to the goaltender about knocking the net off. Thunderbirds get kicked out. Nietzsche, Letcher, Chalicki, with Prisgintis and Aldridge. Thunderbirds win that faceoff back. Try to get it off of the board. Chalicki ties it up. Puck comes loose to the Thunderbirds. Good job by Letcher. Puck to Chalicki. Chalicki tries to get it to Letcher. Letcher's stick gets tied up. Puck into the corner now. Chalicki working. Nietzsche helping. Chalicki tries to get it to Nietzsche. Nietzsche digs it out, gets it to Aldridge. Aldridge has a lane. Shot in front, loose, and covered by the Thunderbirds. Carter, Kruger, Brown come off the bench. Aldridge and Prisgintis stay. .32 seconds in the second. Brown knocks that puck to Prisgintis. Prisgintis with a lane, shoots. Bounces off with a goaltender. Kruger takes a cross check. Puck to Brown. Brown sends it back into the zone. Cross ice pass for Thunderbirds. Brown puts his guy into the boards. Puck knocks up the boards. Kruger big hit. Dabrowski plays it up the far board. Bounces out of the zone. Kruger goes together, and that'll be the end of the second. Still 2-0 after 2. Ugh. Krzyzkowski, Credidio, Bergeron come off the bench to start the third. Onak and Miller at D. Thunderbirds win the faceoff. Send it down for an icing. Krzyzkowski gets kicked out right away. I don't know why. Puck one back. Gets it around. Onak avoids contact. Gets the puck back in on net. Puck to the corner. Credidio is there. Credidio centering. Deflects off of the player. Kushkowski knocks it over to Burge, but Thunderbirds get there first. Thunderbirds enter. Good job by Onak. Gets a nice hit on. Puck goes behind the net. Kushkowski clears it up to Credidio. Credidio carries in. Bergeron knocks it in deep. Puck to the neutral zone. Rybicki gets it to Campbell. Campbell sends it in. Paulo comes out. Bergeron battling hard. Gets that puck in front of the net. Thunderbirds have to ice. Polauskas, Reynolds, Paulo, Campbell, and Rybicki for this faceoff. 15:57 to go in the game. Faceoff controlled by the Thunderbirds. They try to get it up the boards. Rybicki keeps it in. Rybicki over to Paulo. Paulo down low for Pulauskas. Centering to Reynolds. Deflected. Reynolds, good stick. Puck goes to Pulauskas. Pulauskas shot is blocked. Puck up to Campbell. Campbell deflected in front, goes wide. Almost. Though bounces in. Thunderbirds fan. Puck is still loose. Reynolds shot. Blocked. Paulo shot. Wide. Paulo up to Campbell. Campbell chips it back down the boards. Thunderbirds carry in. Centering pass. Paulo gets it over to Pulauskas. Thunderbirds couldn't quite connect. Pulauskas gets a shot. Glove save by Thunderbirds. Great move by Pulauskas. Chalicki, Letcher. Letcher, Nietzsche, Chalicki, Aldridge, and Przgintis. 15:03 to go. Aldridge tries to keep that in. It deflects over to the far board. Thunderbirds try to get it over. Przgintis gets it to Chalicki. Chalicki, slap shot. Hits off of the goaltender's stick. No icing. Puck goes on to Dabrowski. Dabrowski flings it ahead for Letcher. Letcher sends it in. Chalicki gets to the corner. Thunderbirds play it around. Nietzsche giving some pressure. Good stick, Nietzsche. Still has it. Sends the puck in. Thunderbirds put the puck in deep. Przgintis plays it for Aldridge. Aldridge out of the corner. Has to avoid some contact. Gets it up to Chalicki. Chalicki gets it around. Dumps it in. Goes for a change. Brown comes on. Thunderbirds try to get it through. Miller sends it in again. Kruger comes on a change. Dabrowski decides to hold on to that puck. Carter comes off the bench to join Brown and Kruger. Miller and Onak at D. 13:50 to go in the game. Face off. Controlled by Fury. Puck pass to Kruger and Carter. They were in the same area. Onak gets that puck to Kruger. Kruger gets knocked away. Miller to Brown. Brown decides to chip it ahead for Kruger. Kruger into the corner. Brown coming over to help. Pulls the puck off of the board. Avoids a check. Carter pins. Brown and Carter battling. Brown digs it out. Gets it over to Carter. Carter. And Brown on the sideboard. Brown digs it out. Centering pass for Kruger. Kruger gets pushed into the net. Kushkowski, Credidio, and Bergeron join Miller and Onak. Another face-off win by Thunderbirds. They try to flip it off of the glass, but there's no glass where they hit it. The glass goes down pretty low in that corner. Miller takes the face-off. Kushkowski tries to center, gets knocked behind the net. Bergeron and Credidio working off of the backboard. Puck comes free. Credidio trying to dig it out. Puck to Bergeron. Bergeron still pinning it. Credidio hard around for Onak. Bounce off of Onak's stick into the neutral zone. Miller up for Credidio. Credidio chips it in. Goaltender plays it over to the far board. Bergeron pins it. Credidio digs it out to Campbell. Campbell shot in front, deflected by the goaltender after Kushkowski's tip. Rubicki and Campbell have come on for Onak and Miller. Puck gets knocked back into the scrum. Thunderbirds dig it out. Try to pass it. Bergeron is there instead of a Thunderbirds player. Credidio tries to pass to Kushkowski. It goes behind him. Thunderbirds have to dump it in. Played by Dabrowski. Dabrowski puts it up the near board. Rubicki chips it out, and it goes for an icing. Paulo, Reynolds, and Pulauskas come on the ice. Aldridge and Persgintis at D. Face off on the side boards. We got a penalty coming. It's going to be against the Thunderbirds for a trip. So our power play one line will come out. Chalicki, Paulo, Reynolds, Campbell, Onak. Thunderbirds clear that puck, bounce it over Campbell's stick. Onak goes to set up. Plays that to Campbell behind the net. Campbell comes out from Dabrowski. Gets it to Paulo. Paulo up the sideboard with some speed. Carries it in. Puck to the corner. Comes off the board for Chalicki. Chalicki to Campbell. Cross ice for Onak. Onak walks in and takes a shot. Deflects. Goes behind the net. It is on the net. Minute 25 to go in the power play. 10:54 in the game. Chalicki puts it to Onak. Onak back to Chalicki. Reynolds shot. Loose puck. Paulo. Tries to put one across. Onak Carrying it. Use it for Reynolds. Reynolds. Back to Onak. Onak shot high off the glass. Bounces to Campbell. Campbell gets it to Reynolds. Reynolds in the slot. Shot. Glove save. 52 seconds to go. Nietzsche, Polauskas, Letcher. Perskintis and Rubicki at D. Nietzsche wins that back to Perskintis. Perskintis walks it down. Sends it around for Letcher. Letcher. Up the blue line, across for Polauskas. Polauskas to Perskintis, back to Polauskas. Quick pass. Shot is blocked. It's off of the ventilation system, the chiller for the ring. Good tie up by Nietzsche. Thunderbirds send it into their own bench. Another face-off opportunity. .30 seconds to go. I'm not sure what the officials are talking about. High stick. All right, well, they're saying that one of ours hit the high. And so sends it all the way down. Puck gets put behind the net for Rubicki. Rubicki sets up. Rubicki moves that puck to Nietzsche. Nietzsche avoids a hit. Gets it back behind. Moves that puck up the boards. Nietzsche loses a stick. Perskintis carries forward. Backhand shot goes high and into the netting. .926 to go in the game. Brown, Kruger, Carter come on. Miller and Onak at D. Kruger wins that over to Miller. Miller sends it down. Carter digs out of the boards. Knocked into the corner. Carter still with it. Pins it. Kruger trying to dig it out. Thunderbirds get it off the boards and into the zone. Puck on the backboard now. Onak and Miller are pinning it. Thunderbirds dig it out. Shot into, or pass into the middle. Shot goes wide. Puck still low. Somebody's getting a penalty. It's going to be the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds go for a trip. We're going to get another power play unit out. It's going to be Brown, Carter, Kushkowski, Miller, and Rubicki. Kushkowski to take the face off. 8:40 to go, till 2-0 Fury. Face off, pushed over to Brown. Brown gets it to Miller. Miller just gets past him. Moves the puck to Rybicki. Rybicki on the sideboard gets it back to Miller behind the net. Miller waits for some clear space to Kuszkowski. Kuszkowski chips it in. Puck comes out. Hits off of Kuszkowski's feet. Brown tags up. Thunderbirds send it all the way down on Dabrowski. Dabrowski puts it behind for Rybicki. Rybicki to Miller. Misses Miller. Puck back over to Rybicki. Rybicki makes a man miss. Gets it to Brown. Brown chips it in. Kuszkowski going to get it. Kuszkowski chips it and it deflects out of play. Minute 6 to go. We'll get another group out. Chilicki, Reynolds, Paulo. Reynolds wins that back to Onak. Onak to Chilicki. Chilicki off of the boards, gets it down to Paulo. Paulo back to Onak. Onak bounces off of the stick. Thunderbirds back the other direction. Onak, good stick. Chips that back up to Paulo. Paulo gets a shot low. Glove save by the Thunderbirds goaltender. Thunderbirds goaltender has been pretty solid since the ice cut. Fletcher coming on for Chilicki. 48 seconds to go in the power play. Reynolds wins that to Paulo. Paulo to Onak. Onak to Reynolds. Reynolds is robbed twice. Goaltender had to catch that with his hand on his blocker side. Paulo gets tied up. Puck is underneath him. He kicks it to the boards. Campbell comes down to help. Puts that puck to Reynolds. Reynolds to Campbell. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds. Shot gets blocked in front. Thunderbirds up the boards and into neutral ice. Onak back to Paulo. 21 seconds on the power play. Paulo makes a couple guys miss. Gets to the point, takes a shot, bounces off of the goaltender. Knocked back to Onak. Onak to Campbell. Back down to Reynolds. Back to Campbell. Campbell walks it in, takes a shot low. Still loose. Onak's got it. Onak shot off with the pad over to Reynolds. Penalty is over. We're even. Campbell sends it for Letcher. Letcher centers and the goaltender covers. Kuszkowski, Credidio, and Bergeron come on. .6:22 to go. Oh, something's going on with the clock. Oh, there we go. 6:27. Looks like a couple seconds had run off. They added them back. Puck goes on net, covered by the goaltender. Kuszkowski chips that puck into the corner. Thunderbirds send it around. Aldridge keeps it in. Puck opposite corner. Kuszkowski puts it back behind the net. Thunderbirds try to play. It goes into the corner now. Up the boards and into neutral ice. There's Gintis. gets a hold of it and flicks it in, and that's going to be an icing. Presidio comes to take the face off. Koszkowski gets kicked out. Aldridge chips that ahead, bounces back in to the corner. Koszkowski now working against the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds get a shot, hits off of the Borowski's shoulder and goes in. It's now 2-1 Fury. .5:45 to go. Brown, Kruger, Carter come on. Miller and Onak at deep. Puck is under Kruger's skates. Thunderbirds dig it out, send it in. Their bench has new life after that goal. Dabrowski plays it over to Brown. Brown knocks it back into the corner. Onak for Carter. Carter tries to chip that over to Kruger. Kruger steps in front. Good job by Miller. Get that puck. Kruger brings it in. Kruger's stick is being held. Brown knocks that puck away. Kruger still being held. Puck set back in. Brown tries to get it off of the board, hits a skate. Carter comes in to help. Puck over to Miller. Miller to Onak. Back to Miller to Brown. Brown fires it in and goes for a change. Carter and Kruger in on the forecheck. Shalicki comes out. Miller, good stick, gets in that passing lane. Puck gets pushed back in. Nietzsche comes in off of the change, gets a hard shot, bounces off of the stick of the goaltender and low. Shalicki comes to help, gets tied up. Puck up the boards for Rybicki. Rybicki and Campbell now out on D. Puck in front. Nietzsche gets a stick on it, but then gets taken down. 4:22 to go, still 2-1. Letcher, Chalicki, Rybicki. Campbell, Rybicki at D. Nietzsche at the dot. Face off. Controlled by Thunderbirds, but Rybicki does a nice job to keep the puck in. Thunderbirds giving a little extra curriculars here to do what they can. Letcher trying to take his man down. Thunderbirds got it out. They've got puck that's knocked into the neutral zone. Puts on Dabrowski. He gloves it and holds. Paulo, Reynolds, Pulauskas with Priskintis and Aldridge now for this face-off. 3:54 to go. Puck over into the corner. Comes off up the boards. Reynolds trying to keep it pinned. Aldridge helping out. Puck comes loose. Up to the point. Reynolds gets there, gets it into the neutral zone. Thunderbirds are offside, so they tag up. Priskintis gets that puck off the boards for Reynolds. Reynolds circles. Up for Pulauskas, knocked aside. but still in Fury control. Priskintis tries to go up for Apollo. Apollo does get it. Thunderbirds chirp up Priskintis. Priskintis hard around, kept in by the Thunderbirds, goes back down low. Aldridge battling behind. Puck is loose. Priskintis gets it up for Reynolds. Reynolds chips it in the neutral zone. Pulauskas is there. Pulauskas comes around. Puck is still loose. Another big save by this goaltender. Thunderbirds chip it forward. It's not going to go for icing. Miller goes back up the boards. Brown comes on. Brown gets that puck to Onak. Onak gets it across and dumps it in. Kruger's come on a change. Kruger battling in the corner. Brown gets it on net. Carter has come out as well. Onak and Miller at D. Brown, Kruger, Carter, Onak, and Miller to take the faceoff. 2:16 to go. Fury still up 2-1. Kruger wins that back to Miller. Miller regroups with Onak. Onak up to Carter. Carter chips it in. Goaltender plays it up the boards. Carter is there. Back to Kruger. Kruger has a couple guys on him. They take the puck away. Onak, working against his man, has to let him go. Puck up the boards. No goalie for the Thunderbirds. They have the sixth attacker on. Shot in front. Brown tries to clear it. Gets tied up. Puck now goes behind into the corner. Miller, good stick. Clears it. It's deflected. Brown changes. Minute 31 to go. Chalicki, Letcher, and Nietzsche come out. Thunderbirds set up. Up the far board. Nietzsche is there. Lifts the stick. Thunderbirds still have it. Puck comes in shot. Dabrowski. Big save. Rebound goes behind him. Puck up the boards. Thunderbirds in the corner. Try to get it up the near board. Chalicki is there. Thunderbirds take it off. Blocker save. Dabrowski. Shot from the D. That's deflected. Shot off to the side. Hits the post and goes wide. Chalicki in open ice. Shot. Goes wide off of the side of the net. To the left side of the net, I'm sorry. Thunderbirds still trying to get through. 36 seconds to go. Reynolds has come on. Letcher clears it. Goes all the way down. Nietzsche changes. Paulo comes on. Thunderbirds up the right side. Send it in deep. Goes around. Letcher is there. Pins his man. Puck comes loose to the D. D to D. Shot blocked by Paulo. Another shot blocked. Rubicki is there. Paulo tries to get it out. Pass misses. 3 seconds. 2, 1. That should do it. Fury hold on. So 2-1 win. We'll have a break for Thanksgiving, and then we will I can't remember the next time we play, but I'm sure all of your family will keep you up to date. Oh, goals from Nietzsche and Chalicki. 2-1 win, Fury. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Sunday.